Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Sunfall Cycle. Everybody's here.
Back. You did the cycle.
Cycle.
I missed it.
I'm so glad you guys are back. Hi, everyone.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
We return after another 2-week interlude.
I
I'm
don't
like-
know where you were going with that.
2-week interlude.
This is my new GMing voice. You see, I have a figure in the darkness.
I'll last maybe 3 minutes before I'm like,
Nope.
I pull a full Pippin and I'm like, hurry up! Like the Entmoot. Fucking.
Now I know. Now I know your weakness is if we just talk like harumph.
Yeah.
And then you can just be like, I'm out. There's not
I'm
enough
done.
pipe weed in the world for this.
Tasty. Yeah.
I gotta
also
go,
know-
guys.
We know Bronze's weakness, and now we also know Jeff's weakness. And by weakness, I mean a particular trait or quality that causes them to be suffering through the experience, perhaps having a hard time dealing with the situation.
Jeff, I need that cringe to be an emote. As a subscriber, I get to dictate what your content and your channel branding is, and I'm gonna need that cringe face to be an emote stat.
We're on that right now. I don't know. Just
But $4.99 entitles me to that. So
graphics here.
Sure.
Yep.
Never in the history of life has anybody spent more than $4.99 on a single person.
basically own you.
Yeah, basically.
That's how it works.
Majority
We all-
shareholders.
We all know the rules. Yeah, the shareholders.
Oh my god.
I read
would-
that article about the guy who was like put his life up for stock.
That's what I was about to say. I would
Whoa.
love it if a streamer
That's
was
amazing.
like, guys,
That's-
you're buying into shares of my brand. And then he just did whatever people said, and that'd be amazing. He'd die.
there-
He'd be dead, but
Yeah,
it'd be
no,
There's a
incredible.
guy like
Yeah.
a decade ago or 2 decades ago or something like that who like put out shares of stock for his life, and his shareholders could dictate his life. And like share prices rose and fell depending on how he was doing. There's like a really interesting article about it. It's fascinating to read and also terrifying. And
Yeah.
also what happened was his girlfriend orchestrated a hostile takeover and purchased majority controlling shares so that other people wouldn't be able to like vote out her from his life.
That's like the plot of the Batman
That's a
movies.
girlfriend that's controlling as fuck, though. Can you
Right.
imagine like dating someone and being like,
Literally controlling.
If somebody can orchestrate a hostile takeover of shares, you know what? Maybe they deserve to cover like
Yeah, I
control.
feel like
Right.
these two people were really well matched for
If
each
you
other.
can scheme, yeah, right.
The guy who put his life up for shares and his girlfriend who, you know, like
This
she
really
wasn't
happened?
dating him at the beginning.
I'm majority shareholder.
Did this
Now
really
rub
happen?
my
Yeah,
feet.
this really happened. Yeah.
How?
Rub
You
my
can't just put
feet.
anything up for shares though. Like how did he get accepted into the?
I think it's like a
I
personal
don't
thing,
think it
not the
was
stock
literally
exchange.
on like
yeah.
it wasn't literally on the stock exchange. I'm
So
sure
he
there was
made his
something.
own shares and evaluated himself and then sold it.
I would
Yeah.
love it if that scene was like an actual, you know, in the movies, like a boardroom scene where he like walks into the boardroom expecting to see all the members, but it's just his girlfriend. She turns around in the chair and she's like, I own 51% of you now. And he's like, no! It'd be incredible.
Hello, James.
Yeah, like, I've been waiting for you. Where are the board members? I've asked them all to leave. You know, like
Oh,
that
they're
kind
no
of
longer
thing.
necessary.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now that would be good. Hi. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to role play stuff, I guess, is what's happening.
Yeah.
This is gonna
Yeah.
be great. We killed a priest last time. That happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me what else you did last time. Do y'all remember?
I really just remember killing him and tentacle shooting
We're
out of
coming
him.
up on a big
Yeah.
fight that I was going to possibly miss, but now I don't have to. So I remember that.
Are we?
Oh yeah. That's
Well,
what I
we
thought.
murdered.
What was his
Last
full name?
time we did some things that were really unimportant and
You
murdered.
explored down into a fiery crack in the depths.
Yeah,
Oh,
unimportant.
right.
Really nothing.
Where there was like
happened.
magma and black water rushing, someone whispering a prayer to a statue of Dahaka.
doesn't seem
worshiper
important.
got murdered. What else happened down there, Jesse?
Can't remember. I think I went down there and saved a family. And
Yeah, I think you
they,
saved some people. Yes.
yeah, they
from a
thanked
horrible,
me with kisses, and
and by
then
saved from a horrible fate, I mean
oh,
suffered the horrible fate yourself.
I crawled down a fart hole, got methane gassed on, fell into a river, and then was brutally stabbed by myself. And yeah, it was terrible. But then we went to the moon, and
Wait, a fart hole. Wasn't it a sulfur hole? So the thing is, I was
It was a
actually
fart
thinking about this because I went to the sulfur vents when I was in Hawaii. And I was like, oh, hey, this is where Jesse fell.
yeah,
And everyone else says it smells awful. Weird thing about me, I like the smell. I don't think it smells like fart. I'm like,
oh my god,
it was like a good smell. And it was like warm. And people said it
What?
smells like rotten eggs. And I'm like, I don't think it smells bad. Am I crazy?
So I went to Yellowstone when I was like 18 or whatever, and like the first time, yeah, or whatever. The first time I smelled it, I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of strong. But like then after being there for like a week, I was like, oh man, yeah, that smells great. And now like
Right?
anytime I get a whiff of that, I'm like, that takes me back to like Yellowstone.
See, I'm not crazy. It's like
I'm
not a bad
so
smell.
excited you guys are into my fart hole. This is awesome.
Yeah,
for me.
basically.
This is so
And the
good.
crystals, so like the sulfur will crystallize and it forms these beautiful long chain crystals. They're beautiful. Sulfur vents are gorgeous and they don't smell that bad.
It's amazing.
I feel
So
like
that's
you
where
get-
Jesse went.
Yeah, I went down there and got farted on a bunch, and then I died, and then everyone came to meet me on the moon, and then we went and killed Jacobeam the Fourth Esquire and his lady friend, Gwendolyn Christie, and then after we killed both of them, we ended, but I think I get a bow now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't loot
Yeah.
them.
We didn't loot them. So let's talk about what you found.
Treasure. Give it.
An orb.
Lots of treasure. So you
Perfect.
got a tier of saloon, which we already accounted for. There was some talk last time about whether or not this was tier number 2 or number 3. By my records, this is tier number 2 at level 5. So you still have 2 more tiers to go to hit level 6. Yes. Let's see. Who is near Father Hadrax? So once again, you're standing inside this magnificent cathedral. All of the citizenry have left. Y'all.
I can show you where we're near.
Almaros and Kairos are
Yeah, everyone.
next.
Yeah.
Right here. All of the citizenry left after Hadrax dismissed them, saying that he had to have a private conversation with you four. The guards who were rushing in to help after you just obliterated Hadrax and Moraine. I think someone was it Aya made an intimidation check to like get them to back off, and they were all like, "Whoa, okay. I have like kids or something."
Is that what happened?
Someone like put the fear of God into them, and they backed off.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Kairos, are you the one who's like checking Father Hadrax's person? He's got like a pouch slung over his left shoulder, sort of leaning on his right hip where he lies on the floor. It looks like that might contain some things.
No, I would not be. I would be the one outside scanning for threats, making sure nothing's going to jump in through the windows. And I say, Armoros, check. It's like, Armoros, check them out.
Cool.
I'm a feeling we're not done here yet. And just going to kind of be ready.
Let's check them.
Cool. Yeah, Armoros, you pull open the flaps of this silk bag. It's like an ivory color with some embroidery around the edging of it. It's a very nice, satchel or whatever. And in the bag,
What's a corpse mound? Wait, did that happen last week?
yeah, totally. That definitely happened last week. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm trying to scroll. Trying to scroll through to see what happened to those guards.
Yeah, what did happen to those guys? I don't know.
Did I read something I wasn't supposed to? I'm
No,
sorry.
no, I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing there.
Oh, you're right.
20 rolls.
You're right. It's just numbers.
What is that roll, Stephen? What is that?
It's 1024.
Of what? 1024 what?
God, you people.
It's just a very large number. I feel like
That's
we
fair.
should address that at some point.
It's the elephant in the room. It's
Is
quite
it
large. hard
Gold?
to-
The gold we found? Great. Great.
Well, speaking of gold, Armoros, in the satchel, there's a handful of small coins that amount to 90 gold. And there is also a small silver key. And then there is this.
Another magic sword.
Hup. Ta-da.
Oh.
So I
Letter.
start taking this stuff out. I look at the gold. I'll divvy this up to the group. I look at the letter. I get as far as Hadrax. Then I'm like, yeah, it's not for me. Turn back and just like hold it to give to somebody else. Just not
I
Sarah.
guess Aya is
Aya's
the
the closest.
Yeah, I snatch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Do you want
try.
to just read it out loud for the benefit of
course.
chat? Aya?
You probably see the seal on it or whatever. And how
Yeah. And I'm
Right.
like, yes,
give that to me.
intel. Give that here. Hey, Drax. Our spies tell us much about the goings on above ground. Astaphon's beloved are making their moves, stepping into position. Asher and his bear stalk the Kingswood, splitting trees and skulls alike with that stone blade, searching for the ancient motes of power held by Dahaka's devotees. Melkart and that bloody raven are back at the palace, always watching, striking from safety, but sunned in those bloodstained arms of his, stalk the depths, picking us off one by one. I know we have not seen eye to eye of late. Your loyalty to our king is admirable, but please, for the love you once bore us, myself, Ninsun, the rest, call him off. Is it not clear to you that Astaphon has adopted our methods, if not our specific ends? How else could his would-be assassins serve him so faithfully after what happened? The sun will die, Hadrax. It's what comes after that is more important. Help him see that. Suen. P.S. The ring as a token of our goodwill.
Does he have a ring?
He does not have a ring on his hands.
And I've checked the bag. I'm like fingering it.
Yeah, the bag is empty.
I guess I frisk his body, then check his many pockets and whatnot.
Yeah, I like rifling through his pockets. You probably find like small scraps of like prayer snippets or holy symbols writ on parchment. He's got like one small peppermint bonbon in a pocket that's wrapped in some sort of paper or something like that. That's what you found in the pouch is what is valuable to you.
I give them each 20 gold, by the way, as well.
What does this mean?
Guys, each get 20 gold.
Sarek?
I can't tell you.
Iros?
I'm upstairs rummaging through the dead body of the commander.
Awesome.
I'm not even near. I'm like, what's in here? So I will know. I have no clue. I didn't even hear.
What do you do with her bow when you pick it up?
Well, is there anything else on her before I just snatch that bow?
There's a quiver.
And nothing, not like cool armors or nothing?
She's got, so she's wearing the livery of the Knights of Astaphon. So she has a bronze face mask that's turned down an expression of extreme anger. The second rank of Knights of Astaphon.
Hard pass.
She also is wearing a certain class of armor. What is it? Hold, please.
Banded mail.
Studded leather.
Oh, I have
is-
studded leather. Psh, that
Yeah,
ain't
that's
nothing new.
that's the armor that she's wearing.
All right, then I will just steal her bow.
Cool. You pick up the bow, hold it high above your head, and bend it back mightily, and it feels like a completely normal bow.
Great. But is it better than a short bow?
It's a long bow.
Mwah, I'll take it.
Awesome. Yeah. You have a long bow.
Can I have a longbow and a short bow, or just a longbow?
You can have both.
Oh, wait! I'm in.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Do you have the inventory for that?
I'm about to find out. I'm looking right now. Lord knows. I have. By the way, I have on me for some damn reason 2 deadly darts, 1 precision scepter. This is just like when I play RPGs. I have 1 precision scepter, 1 lantern, 2 deadly darts, 1 signet ring, 1 scroll of pedigree, and I have a bloodstone, a quartz, and a something else that I can't see right, and a zircon.
Awesome.
Why
Thank
I
you
have
for
those?
sharing.
Why do I have those? Why do I have those gems? Why aren't we selling those gems? Am I just hoarding things? Oh my god.
This is Sarek doing inventory management,
Yeah,
like we do in all RPGs.
He's over there like rifling through his stuff. What the hell am I carrying?
I also have a healing potion? Since when? Since what? I need to look at this more often. Oh boy. Oh. Oof.
I'm gonna walk up there and like read this aloud to him a second time, standing over him very loudly while he's clinking through his bag, and then say, "Bloody Raven." Do you think they mean like, oh, that bloody bastard? Do they mean like literal bloody raven? Because that's my raven. We have to get that back.
Yeah, Sarek's like digging through his bag. He's like, well, first off, thank you for coming to me. I know you can't talk to the others about this. Also, more importantly, possibly it could be, yes. I'm more concerned about the woods. Sounds terrible. And the bloody hands. Awful. But Raven, I feel like if he's going to keep his distance, it shouldn't be, we just avoid him. I'm just like digging through my bag.
Right, but bloody raven. It could be either one, right? It could be like, oh, that bloody raven, or that bloody raven's at it again. Or it could be like a literal bloody raven. That could be a huge, like, because we were those people or we are those people.
So are you trying to say that the vision we had in the past was that of the 4 major enemies we're about to fight in the future? Why, that seems highly unlikely, and it would require some true turns of fate for that to be the case. If that happens, wow, that will be bizarre. I'm just still digging.
But how many ravens made of blood are there?
Well, I
feel like that doesn't happen every day. You were there, Sarek. You saw that evil woman died. And then from the pool, I mean, it's like probably the coolest thing I've ever done, if we're being honest. But like, the blood coalesced and bubbled and formed a fucking bird. So like the thing is this like a here, like, like a colloquial use of that term? Like, oh, that bloody raven, or is it like a literal bloody raven?
Well, here's the thing though. No matter what, be it real or blood raven, you are under the assumption, I believe, that if we go to said blood raven, it's going to be like, oh, my old friend.
Yeah.
No, it was never your old friend. We were those people. This thing is going to kill you.
Spoke to it in its mind.
Yes, no, you didn't. The thing that is its best friend currently did. You did no such thing. You were not you were it.
But I could convince us that I was that, because when it comes to matters of the
your
mind,
eyeballs
I am
out, I don't
really
think
great
you
at
could.
cracking people's brains open like
No,
soft-boiled
I think this
eggs.
is going to get us killed. I did not get this bow to not use it. So trust me when I say, this is a bad plan.
No, it is probably.
This is not going to be good. I will simply say that if the next phase of our adventure is taking on the people we were, then perhaps we should do it in in a way that helps us, is beneficial. Like what?
Well,
which
didn't
one of
we
us
have
is
a
the easiest to
task in the
take out?
Kingswood? Weren't we supposed to go look for someone there? Would you rather deal with a man with a giant stone sword and a bear?
Yes,
A
honestly.
bear?
Yes.
That's better than a raven?
It's a raven
Actually,
made
I
of
find
blood.
that rather flattering. That means you find me more threatening than a bear and a man with a giant stone axe.
Truthfully, yes, you're terrifying.
Let us take counsel with the others and decide where we are to go next.
After you.
As you stand having this conversation over the hunched over Sarek who's rummaging through his backpack like a goblin.
Accurate.
You notice the weave of magic in this area warping around you very unusually. There's some object of power nearby.
Okay. That's very kind of you as a GM, by the way. just want to take this moment to say Steven's really nice. Okay, well, I don't have Eldritch Sight anymore, so I guess I will just look around for it.
Yeah. Are you like
source of this power? I want to say that I'm sniffing it out like a basset hound. That's like,
yeah, like a magic sniffer. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, roll an Arcana check for me.
nostrils flared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good. Yeah. While you're doing that, Armros
Smells like sulfur.
Armros and
Not
Karos are
unpleasant.
probably lecturing Sarek about, like, we told you not to bring that stuff in the bag. We told you to leave it in the patrician's place. What are you doing with this stuff? Anyways, yeah.
Amazing.
Well, the scepter, you never know when you're going to need it. In this potion, I could, like, if I get hurt again, I just have to remember to use it.
We told you these spoons are worthless.
Spoons always have a worth. You never know when you're gonna find a trifle. Please.
Yeah, that's just in the background, as in like the shot is Aya like, ooh, what do you see with the Arcana?
Yeah. Aya, the warp of magic is especially strong on this quiver.
The quiver.
That quiver's magic.
Oh, Sarek like jumps like a spider monkey back onto it and just like, this quiver right here.
Mm-hmm.
In what way? How? In what way?
Hand it over. I can identify it.
Yeah. Oh, I rip it off that poor dead woman's body. Just like yoink.
Mm-hmm.
There's some like amusing ragdoll
And this is
physics
how-
that happen.
you see
Like
me
her
hold
arms
the-
just like, oh.
I love that. And you see, like, as I identify, it's like, oh, that's good. Like that's how I'm identifying it.
I love that Aya's identification abilities have become
That's some good magic.
huffing magic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have the identify spell? Is that what you're
Yeah,
casting?
I linked it.
Amazing.
I have it from I believe it's because it's a ritual, so I technically have it from my book. So it takes me time.
So it takes 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't know if we want to wait for 10 minutes while I figure out what this is.
Yes, I want
We
to
wanna
wait
take a
for
short
10
rest?
minutes.
There's definitely other things to do during this time. So let's think. Right, you went down that way, and then basically the fight with Hadrax was like your first tick on the clock. So you were down. Oh wait, +9. There we go. -1. -1 for the 10 minutes you're now taking to identify. Tick,
Is
tick.
this just because I want to make sure the healing potion that I have, based
Yes.
on what some people are saying, does it disappear when we go back to the moon?
So it's called Healing Potion, and I'm pretty sure that an incredibly benevolent game master wrote that in your character sheet instead of just leaving it for you to handle, because then your incredibly benevolent game master suspects you may not have had a healing potion with you. I think that's actually a healing potion and not one of the healing crystals from the Gardens of
Was
the
it? Oh, was it from the slime then? From when the slime?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
had
think
all
it
those
was from
pods?
the ooze.
All
Yeah.
right, cool.
It was from treasure you found out in the world. So this
Alright.
does not expire.
Great. Yeah. What is the
Fantastic.
word
Okay.
on this quiver?
Yes, this quiver is Moraine's quiver. It's called Sund's Gift,
Ooh-wee. Okay.
and the flavor text reads: "The king's assassin offered impressive rewards to those who served well." The effect here is that arrows pulled from this quiver count as +1 magical weapons when fired immediately, aka this round.
Does that stack with actual magical weapons?
No. The more powerful magic will take precedence. So if you had a bow that was like a +1 bow, then it's just +1. If it's a +2 bow or a +1 bow of fire, then the bow would take precedence over the ammunition.
There you go.
So how would you roll that? Does it just have a +1 magic thing to it?
Yeah, so basically, Sarek, if you look at your character sheet here.
And you said this was Sun's quiver?
It's Sund's Gift.
So
Is
this
the
is
name.
also okay. Well, we know we got to fight Sund as well. You think he's gonna be mad about us?
I wonder if
having-
he's gonna be an elephant because in Punjabi, a sond is like the name for an elephant's trunk.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
I
Yeah.
wonder if he's just gonna be an
Oh,
elephant.
So
the
he's
Loxodon
not-
now.
Yeah. If he's not a loxodon, I'll be so sad.
Go
Because
for
I'm
it.
imagining Trunk the Loxodon.
So
That'd
it's
be
just
incredible.
a +1 to everything. Is the whole?
So Sarek, Jesse, you can open the short bow entry here, and then
Mhm.
under magic bonus, you can just type a 1, which I'm doing right now.
Woo-wee!
And then 1d6 plus dex plus 1 because it's a
I
plus
see
1
that.
weapon.
Oh, that's
So
great.
there you go.
Wow, look
and
what
when
it
you-
does.
When you record your longbow, and I think you don't have room to carry both a short bow and a longbow, so you may have to.
Throw down my rapier and dagger. Great, because both of those are
Yeah.
problematic for me. So I'm going to get rid of them and never
Awesome.
use them again.
Cool. So yeah, go ahead and replace your equipment 1 slot with a longbow, and then your longbow deals 1d8 plus your dexterity piercing damage.
Is the dagger
and
going
of
to be too
course-
much in the way? Or can I throw
Is the
down
what?
the rapier?
You can throw down the rapier.
Great. Done.
Mhm.
Done so. Uh-oh, what am I doing?
You don't have to physically drag it out of your inventory. Jesse.
No, you. So in order to delete it, you go down to the lower
I clearly
right.
goofed.
You go down to the lower right-hand corner of this box, and you click this little lock icon, and then you click the red trash icon next to the entry you want to delete.
I clicked this little lock icon.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Then it opens up the trash cans.
Can I just like edit it though? Why I gotta like?
You could edit it.
I mean, if you go to your equipment, can you just edit it out of there so you
Yeah,
have
that's
the
what I'm
empty
doing.
slots?
Longbow. Ooh,
Longbow.
longbow.
Awesome.
Jonathan Longbow.
Yeah. So, what do y'all do? Do you all talk about this? Armoros, did you point out this key that you took off of?
Yeah, I give the letter to Aya, and I'm just kind of holding the key. And when she's done pantomiming and talking and walking around and stuff, I kind of go, "Here's a key."
Key. I look around. Are there any locks? Chests?
What?
It's just a lock hanging.
We're-
What
Give
is
me a
there like
perception
any
check
like
to
okay, how large is this
Any
key?
locks in the
It's a
immediate
priest.
area.
It's a priest, right? It was a key from a priest, right?
Do you
Yeah.
put your key in the
Which
ignition?
probably goes to a reliquary or something like that would hold, religious stuff, right?
A reasonable suspicion.
Well, how large is this key? Does it look like it could be the key to a big
About
gate?
the size
Uh,
It says
it's dwarf?
master engraved on it.
It's like it fits in the palm of your hand.
Oh, so it's pretty small.
Yeah, it's not like a huge key, but it's easy to grasp with one hand.
I was wondering if it was like the keys to the church or like the church gate. Because you never know.
It's not a
think
two-hander.
What's
key.
the,
one will do. You can use
what's
the
the-
other, whatever you want.
I'm thinking of the Catholic word for the thing that holds the Eucharist when it's not being used.
Priest.
Is that not a reliquary?
No. there's another term.
No.
You know what,
Yeah.
the Eucharist holder, the Eucharist birdhouse. You know what I'm talking about? That thing.
Yeah.
That thing. It's probably like a key to that.
The Eucharistical.
Yeah, it's Eucharistical.
Sounds very religious.
Perfect.
The tabernacle.
Seems right.
Tabernacle.
Tabernacle.
That's what it is.
There you go.
Good. Yeah, you're looking for the tabernacle. Yeah. So, give me a perception check, Aya. I'm imagining that you start like looking under the table that's right next to you and like
Mhm.
tipping up chairs and like looking under the railing that's right in front of you. Like there's got to be a keyhole somewhere. Like this key
Mhm.
goes to something.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Kairos,
Yeah.
this long hall that you're now standing up on top of, in the back of it, there's
Mhm.
another table, and on this table is indeed what you would expect to see, some sort of a reliquary, like it's sort of like a pyramidal ornate metal
Yeah.
box. And then coming from the top of it is a symbol of Coronet, which God, have I even established a symbol for Coronet yet? I think
No.
it's probably like a very simple. It's not an astrolabe. What's the word for like a model universe, model solar system?
Not astrolabe.
No, it's not astrolabe. Astrolabe is a nautical tool.
Oh,
Model solar system.
The thing from it's a little tiny thing from
Orrery?
what's it called?
An
It's an
The movie with
orrery.
the Elflings. The
Oh.
Yeah,
little,
it's
the
from
movie.
the Dark Crystal. It's an orrery. Yes, Jesse was right. Yeah, there's the symbol of Coronet, I think, is like a little simple model orrery. So there's like a model of the globe, and then a model of there's like a couple of spindles coming off of it that hold shards of the moon in orbit around it. And there's like a symbol of the sun off in the distance, that sort of thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and of course, as expected, this reliquary has a small keyhole in the front of it.
All right. So I'll probably call out just to the group. I'll be while I'm investigating it, so I'm not really like looking while I'm talking, right? I'm kind of just focused in on the mechanism, and I say, "Hey, over here, I think the key might be to this." And as I kind of like look it around to see if there even is a keyhole on it.
Yeah, there's a keyhole on the front.
All right. Yeah.
And I run forward with the key and put it in the hole.
Awesome. You
Turn it.
put the key in the
Die.
hole, and as soon as you turn it,
back up.
you realize there's like pulsing magical auras around this box as well. But as the moment you notice that the key clicks, and you can feel the key grow cold in your grasp for a moment.
And you hear me go, uh-oh.
And then it releases this energy and returns to a normal temperature. The front of this box lifts up freely.
Right. Whenever there's a question of where I'm at, I'm explicitly outside of fireball range.
Explicitly 21 feet away.
Yeah. Okay. It's my warrior training.
And I like turn over my shoulder and I say, magical traps only go off if you don't have the key. Right? Like I knew that all along.
Sark backs up, just like backs away.
Safety first.
Mm-hmm.
You said the top of like flips open?
Yes, the top flips open.
Then what's inside? I don't put my hands in, I just peek.
So this box, let me paint the picture for you a little better. It's more like it's quite
Like a
substantial.
pyramid chest, right?
Yeah, it's like a chest. It's sitting on this table, and it takes up a good portion of the table. It's probably like 4 feet on one side, and then 3 feet deep, and then 2 feet tall, not counting the orrery that stands on top of it.
Like the size of a Barbie dollhouse?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. All of you recognize the size of this kind of object from the Barbie dollhouses that were common in your childhoods. And as you open the front of this thing, immediately you're struck by the opulence on display here. Inside, you find just like gold pieces upon gold pieces. There's more than you can glance at, more than you can count, more than the four of you have on you combined, probably like 10 times that amount. It's just a magnificent display of wealth. There is a fine cloth coat trimmed with sable, a fine cloth gown trimmed with ermine. This is like a nightgown sort of thing. There's like a rolled up small carpet that looks like it was woven. Armoros, what region are you from? What's your historical town?
Can't remember. I don't think we wrote it down.
Indeed. I think we wrote it down on your character.
His city was destroyed.
I thought you were kind of like a wanderer legend.
No, your town was Uruk, a large city known for its industry, metalworking, mining, smelting. Yeah. This cloth appears to have come from one of the outlying villages surrounding your town, Uruk. And you know, Armoros, as soon as you see it, that it's actually like a very, very prized piece of weaving. There is more than just that. There's a bronze holy symbol, some sort of like central sphere with like coiled and sculpted curls cradling it, something like that. This bronze holy symbol is set with citrine. There's a porcelain puzzle box a gilded wooden medallion, just looks like some sort of very nice, fancy necklace, and a silver ring.
The ring. Also, oh my God, shiny.
Cloth is from my region.
Do we hear when you say the ring?
Yeah, but I'm
Okay.
not putting my hands in there. I'm like, this is
Right.
it's like a veritable hoard. There's
Didn't
so
the
much money.
didn't the letter
Oh.
reference?
Yeah. Oh, that's so much money. What do we do with it all? What if we loot it? Is it cursed? It's probably cursed. Nobody has a hoard like this and
No.
doesn't curse their hoard.
Are you thinking this out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, don't remove the money from the box. Just take the box.
Well, that seems like a lot
The
of work.
box huge.
It would be very
The box
heavy.
is very large.
Right. I'll carry it.
Well,
I'll drop what I'm carrying. I'll carry it.
Well,
Right.
It's definitely like a 2-person carrying job.
Oh, it's like Ark of the Covenant, like size.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
big. Barbie
there's
dream
my-
house full of gold.
Oh, it's a
That's
dream
heavy.
house.
Yeah.
Point of
I wasn't
order.
rich enough to have that. Okay.
Aren't
had the
citizens already
Single family.
cursed?
We had the trailer.
No.
Aren't all
Okay.
of the citizens here already cursed? Couldn't we just like give them the money and earn some goodwill and just maintain all curses to those who are cursed?
Wait a minute. Okay, so you know back when I could turn my eyes into goat eyes, but then I bartered with my patron for something else. Out in that courtyard, there is like a veritable treasure trove of magical trinkets and goods that we couldn't get to because of the ravens. But what if we give them this? Then the ravens can have the cursed gold and we can have the normal gold.
But what if it's not? What if it's
Bronze,
like a good
I have
curse
never
and it
been
makes
more
them
proud of
super
you.
ravens?
Come on, think about it.
No,
It's fine. It's
Kyra- yeah.
perfect.
no. Kairos thinks about this and says, that's a damn good idea.
There was all kinds of magical items out there. Like my magic radar was going off like crazy.
You know what? It
We can
would check
trade.
something off the list. I say we do it.
At the minimum, it would be a great distraction for us
Mhm.
to go in there.
Yes, we could
Yeah.
watch Kairos be ripped apart by ravens.
And then we won't have to carry it as far because it's just outside the front. Wait, am I right, Stephen?
Yeah, it's
Isn't
very
it like
close.
Isn't it like right in the front gate, the front yard of the church?
So no,
Yeah.
the church sort of
We're-
like front yard connects to the
have to go back to the
of
avenue.
the Immortals, which is the long path with the like
The parade route.
insurgents. Yeah.
Right.
But if you went down the elevator into the lower sanctum of Dahaka and then crawled up through that like pitch black tunnel, you would step out onto the holy approach, which abuts the marketplace where those ravens were protecting that gold and those magic items.
There's no one. We've killed everyone along the way. There's no one back there. It
It's
just
not
required
nearly
you
as
to...
far to carry it.
Well, I'm not carrying it. I don't give a damn. Let's do it.
Okay. All right, but we can't let them have the rings. So who's gonna reach in there and grab that piece?
Armoros, do you want a ring?
Kairos takes a deep sigh, says a prayer to himself for the Legion, and we'll go grab the ring.
Eros wants a ring.
Awesome. Yeah, Kairos, as soon as your fingers touch the ring,
You die.
but it's
In
extremely
real life?
painful. It's
Shit.
extremely painful. Let me tell you, it's so painful.
Yeah.
You feel like a jolt of enervating energy, and then the
Drain.
ring is in your hand, and
Mm.
it's just a piece of metal. You can feel the slight secretive hum of magic inside.
Right. Right. It's Suin's promise ring. I look around the symbols, looking for anything that I would, the language, the arcane language that it's written in. If it's some sort of like, this has this is either. I probably wouldn't know if it's cursed or not. That's not something I could tell. But I would like to know, maybe judging by its effects, like, is this going to be something that would affect my brain at all, or is this something that would be like clearly lets me do something else, like cast a spell of some kind? Is there anything there that has a sort of rings of like mind binding, or is it just more like body binding, like that kind of stuff? So like, kind of judging You know,
Cool.
I'm not super keen on this sort of stuff, but I have the history of things we found, and I'm used to being around sort of battle magic spells and what people would carry.
Yeah. Give me an Arcana check. I see that you are
Yeah,
trained
yeah.
in Arcana, so it's reasonable for you to bring this knowledge to bear.
Exactly. 18. Awesome.
Yeah. So this ring, it looks of a make you have seen before, but the symbols on it are different. So the shape of the ring, the metal of the ring,
It's round, like another ring I've seen.
well, but like the form of it specifically, the way the sides of it are fluted and the thickness on top versus the thickness on bottom. There's a setting in the top that has a dark crystal, not a black one, but almost like a shard of obsidian. The way that it's
Sure,
not
a shard of a
pure
dark
black.
crystal.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The Skeksis are gonna want that back, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
They'll come cooing at you.
Yeah.
And so like you've seen other rings that have different crystals set in them, different gemstones set in them. This gemstone is inscribed with an arrow that you could see either pointing towards yourself or away from yourself.
Right.
You have seen members of the Black Company. Is it the Black Company? or is it
Legion.
the Black Legion, sorry. You've seen members of the Black Legion wear similar rings, especially when venturing into certain dangerous locales as charms that would protect them from the hazards in those areas.
Right. So it's a warding ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay.
or at least it looks very similar to warding rings you've seen in the past.
Right. So, reminds me of Mezik's warding rings. A few of our soldiers used to carry these in battle, although this one looks a little bit different than the ones that the books describe. Should I put it on? Keep in mind, if it's Suin's ring, worst case scenario, he might be able to see through me or control me, and I turn into a demon and controlled by Suin. Kills you.
Okay.
I go through the contingencies.
First up, stand in the corner when you put it on and stare at the wall. That way he won't be able
I'm
to
not
see.
getting naked.
No, just stand in the corner.
Yeah. All right.
I
I put it on. Do I know which way the arrow is supposed to point with the ring? Towards me or away?
I could literally tell you if it's gonna curse
Oh.
you or not.
Then what am I doing? What? Take it from me.
I'm imagining that
Too
Kairos
late.
is like examining this thing, and Aya's just like, excuse me, I could.
It's like that Frodo moment. And then you just see Sauron like, I see you.
Yeah. All right. No.
I'm like Gandalf, like,
I
I knew that was gonna happen.
It's better to say, you are so much better at this than us. Better be safe than sorry. Tell me, what does this warding ring do? How do I use it?
I just wanted you to touch it first because I have to touch it to identify it. But
Sure.
now it's probably if it was gonna burn your face
Understand.
off of it, would have done so already. So
So
I
you
identified
try
it.
to take the ring off of his finger,
The second mouse
Mhm.
gets the cheese.
and you successfully take the
Yeah.
ring off his finger.
Mhm.
But the first mouse gets the trap.
And you cast Identify, and this is a ring of resistance. And
Is
the
it
energy
resistant or
that
is
it
it
provides resistance to is necrotic.
Oh,
Okay.
we toss it back to him, and I'm like, it's harmless. It's just necrotic resistance.
So that's what the black gem must be.
Mm-hmm.
So I've typically seen these with the rubies or even sapphires a few times in the north. Good. Do I put it on this way or the other way, like with the arrow?
Let me look at your character sheet. I'm gonna go back to
Such
core.
things are distasteful to me.
Yeah,
Most of my damage is necrotic, so that's why I flick it back without much care.
You don't know whether it's intended to be worn with the arrow facing the user or away from the user.
Okay. I don't know. Probably towards your enemy, I guess, because that's what you're warding it from. Yes, that's definitely what you do. You definitely wear it with the arrow outwards.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna listen to you. I trust you.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Sure.
pretty sure. 100% sure, actually. Yeah. I've seen rings like this a lot.
100%'s a lot.
Yeah, 100%'s a lot.
My
Just like you
friend's
said.
sister's friend's boyfriend had a ring like this.
Mhm. And then when you're single, then you flip it back around the other way. But, just like, don't worry about that. We'll get into that later. Arrow outward.
Okay. Arrow out, ring on.
Arrows out, rings on. All right, fantastic. Yes. So yeah, what's the plan now? Y'all are carrying this reliquary?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Armoros and I are probably going to carry it,
What?
which means Sarek is probably going to be on point then to make sure we don't get
Where?
ambushed while we got to haul this thing down to the elevator, then go through the dark tunnel back to the marketplace to get to the avenue, which then jets up, just to the tunnel to the marketplace. And then from the marketplace, we get the ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the second there's danger, I'm not carrying it.
Right. That's why
That's
we're sending. That's why Sarek is leading the way as a point here.
Sorry.
There are a little recon.
A slime and die, probably.
No, I will lead the way. And if I do die to a slime, you'll know there was a slime.
It's a
That's one
convenient
form of
first-
reconnaissance.
a
Does this
convenient
thing
early
require?
warning.
Steven, is this a ring that requires attunement?
It is. It does require attunement.
Okay, so I won't know if it works yet or not. Okay.
I think you can sit down for 10 minutes and attune to it with a short rest.
Oh, do you mind if we do that?
Sure.
Can you also Aya, I'm going to probably you probably would love to hear what I have to say. Could you please after 10 minutes, could you shoot me with something that's necrotic?
I've been waiting to do that for a long time, honestly.
This is going to
I
be
really
awesome.
have.
Fantastic.
As he says this,
Spot on.
I just reach out
Sure.
and like,
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, I let you hit me. I'm not dodging you.
mhm.
Yeah, roll your damage on
So I
that.
guess you have advantage against me, or at least, or I'd be.
I want to say it's a backhand.
Sure.
Nice.
I'm like, would you mind hitting me with necrotic? Pap! Just immediately.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll take the 7 necrotic damage.
I mean, I rolled.
I'm sorry, Eric. You actually only take 3 necrotic damage.
Ah. So does this ring? What does it look like when it affects? Is it sort of just is it just like I get hit and I just feel it? Or is there a magical effect that goes off? Is it sort of like a shimmer? Like does Aya feel it?
Surely there's something cool looking that happens. I imagine that like
Just imagine.
Aya, what does it look like when you use this necrotic touch? What's the magic of this?
Well, it's like a vampiric touch, right? So it normally heals me.
Yeah.
And I noticed, like, I almost want to say, like, as my hand strikes his face, it almost like stops, like meets with an immutable force and stops.
Yeah, like a
And
magnet.
you just see me like kind of like flick my hand off and say, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But it
so
works.
you do regain the 3 hit points. You can tell that you're doing a little bit, but also I think probably some of the magic that was supposed to like drain out the energies from Kairos instead go to the ring itself and attempt to draw from the ring, of which there's nothing, and so you get
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I got hit and I just spend the hit die to heal up.
Nice.
That's fine.
All right.
Good.
Here we are, wandering through the catacombs.
With the giant reliquary thing.
Yep, carrying a huge metal box between Kairos and Armor.
Can we also say that during the short rest then maybe Armoros and Sarek made like some sort of, the Ark of the Covenant dual thing out of a table? You know what I'm talking about? Like, so it's easier to carry than just both of us just shoveling around like a sofa up the stairs. Like, we're not doing that. It's got. I think that
even
carry.
like as a reliquary, it's maybe even intended to be carried around. So I think probably it has like
grips. It's got nice grips.
Yeah. Or you not grips necessarily, but like the hooks that you would slide rods into in order to carry it.
Right.
And so like the rods are nowhere to be found, but you managed to break some legs off of some chairs or something like that. And
yeah. Okay, cool.
And that serves quite well.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah. Awesome. Then it's
work,
back
Sarah.
through the frieze of the angels and demons back behind the altar, and then down this elevator that takes you down into the sanctum below, up the stairs, around the ring of relics, and then down this pitch black hallway, which the 4 of you have been down and back enough times that you almost like, I think maybe one person bumps into the wall once as you're going, but all in all, it's fairly smooth going. back out into the patrician's bedroom. And how are you going to get this box down off the balcony?
Throw it. No, that's a
No.
bad idea.
I go recruit as many children as possible, and I create the human pyramid out of the children, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Where are you getting all these kids?
Also, a pyramid goes up, not down.
Have you seen his cherub mask?
You
No,
build a
They think
pyramid,
he's,
and
they think
and-
he's
and-
one of them.
I think
and
one of
too
the
late you realize that pyramids go up, not down.
Yeah.
One of
That
the
doesn't help.
Step 2 is that their bone density and strength of just like the general articulature of their knees couldn't support it. So I would actually need to put planks between their knees and kind of their calf.
Yeah.
So just little daggers is what I would do. Stick it between there just to keep the triangular shape so it can support
Yeah.
the weight.
Exactly.
You've thought a lot about this, huh?
I have. I want to build a human pyramid of
I
children.
want to build a pyramid of children. I'm gonna.
Well, the dagger would hurt.
It would, but it would get the job done. And at the end of the day, are you a communist or a capitalist, Bronze?
At the end of the day.
I mean, at the end of the day, definitely a commie. I'm a red bastard at the end of the day. 5 o'clock hits. Oh, call me Pinko. I'm out.
Do we have rope? Does anyone have rope? You could
The intestines of children actually intertwine together.
lower.
Wow. So Armoros stands off to the side, fantasizing about the murdering he would do in order to get this treasure chest down off the balcony. Yeah. Do any of you others do you have rope? Do you want
Well,
to just
wait.
go down the stairs?
Isn't there
I have 2
we're
sets of rope.
in the patrician's bedroom?
Yes.
Shouldn't there be sheets? Just fashion something and lower it.
Yeah, I think there's sheets from the bed,
There we go.
just strewn up against a wall or something like that. There's also
Yeah.
robes in the closet.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
we were just going to take the elevator back down.
No, we did, but we're on the balcony of the patrician's room. We have to get. This is where where the bandits are
yeah,
throwing
you're-
down.
yeah.
for
You're above
never
the
mind.
street, and
Yeah.
off to the right, you can see the marketplace up there a little way.
Anyone else
I
bother
forgot there's
how much
2
of this
drops.
campaign has taken place on that balcony?
Oh, there's a lot. A lot.
Been
Yeah.
a lot of
I got a
that
lot of use out of the patrician
balcony. A lot of that balcony right there.
Yeah.
The title of your sex tape.
The patrician's balcony, dude.
The patrician's balcony.
Right.
Amazing.
They can make a movie out of Downtown Abbey. They can make one out of that for sure.
Downton Abbey is great. How
Yeah.
dare you.
How dare you?
How dare you, Jeff?
It'd be great.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Jeff's in a salty mood tonight because we're actually all speaking too quickly for him. And by quickly, I mean we are proceeding with thoughts that we are uttering in a manner that begets speed and haste and prevents the user from being able to fully experience the thought.
See, when you satire, it's not the same thing. It has to be organic.
It's, I got to work on it. It's been a while since I've been streaming, Jeff.
It's all about
All
that
right.
word economy.
Bronze, give me a sleight of hand check for tying these ropes together.
Oh God.
Oh God. Oh God.
Hey, yeah, 20,
Nice.
fantastic. Yeah. So the 4 of you managed to lower this priceless treasure chest down to the street below you. And then the 4 of you managed to shimmy down this makeshift rope that you've tied together from the patricians, robes and sheets and bedclothes and whatever. And then you proceed, I presume, up the avenue into the marketplace of the sun. Now, let me talk to you once again about what you see here. There we go. Haven't been back here in a long time. Yeah, it's a large square marketplace area. There's a step well in the center, vending stalls that are spread around the outside of the square, and there's ravens everywhere. Off in the back right-hand corner of the marketplace, there is a street that you've been down. That's the Avenue of the Immortals. You can even see sort of curving down around the way one of those pedestals with the statues on top of it in the crystal sarcophagi. And in the back left of the marketplace, there's that large iron gate that I think I mentioned once, forever ago, and I described as being locked, except that it is now standing open. So yes, There's a stepwell in the middle,
that
stalls around
seems
the
like-
outside.
So before it was locked, but now it is open.
Yes.
Look, no, we can't get distracted. I want to go in there so badly, but we can't get distracted. We got to go do the thing we got to go do.
Mm-hmm. So do I recall where I saw the faint glimmering objects?
Oh yeah. So like again, there's treasure glinting amidst the goods of the stalls, all over the abandoned stalls, and there's just ravens
Sorry.
everywhere,
Right.
all over the abandoned stalls, pecking at the abandoned food and goods. So there's gems over here and gold over there, and this place, whatever it is, was obviously abandoned very rapidly. Yeah. So let's see. I think beyond that, you don't remember anything specific about like what was where.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you guys want to do this?
I don't know. I'm just along for the ride to see what
Okay.
happens.
I like motioned at Kairos and Armoros, and I was like, like put the chest down and like open the lid.
I think there's that quiet Armoros and Kairos kind of look at each other, shrug, and put it down. And I'll be the one who opens the. I guess I need the key though, right? So I guess imagine we have the key. So yeah, I just use the key and pop open the glittering gold.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Finding Nemo, with all of the seagulls that all peek in from the edge of the frame. Mine. So there's just like all of a sudden 100 ravens turn their eyes towards you and look at that glittering, glowing golden chest.
And I stand up behind it and push it over.
Yeah, just oh my God,
And not
gold
being there.
just goes spewing.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of gold spewing into the center of this marketplace.
Yeah. What happens?
We shouldn't stick around to find out. We should just go run and look for
Because
magic.
as I do this, I'm like starting to make my way towards the stalls. Like, do they come like running? Like, mine. Like,
Yeah, there's just this like black cloud of feathers explode as the air just saturates with ravens flinging themselves in the direction of the gold coins that you just
And
spilled.
as I kick it over, I say to the party, I'm like, load the place and run. And I run for the stalls and start looting while the ravens are distracted.
Yeah, totally. Like you run around to a couple of the stalls and you start like scraping coins into your like.
I'm
belt
I'm
pouch.
looking for like relics and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want coins. We like what do we got that's nice there?
So all of you give me a dexterity saving throw to push your way through the like thick cloud of ravens.
Well, good night, sweet prince. Good night.
We're also not dexterous. Oh
I
my God,
should
you
be.
rolled a
I
save.
should have.
Yeah, it's a 10. Okay, great.
Yeah. So Armoros and Bronze, Armoros and Aya, the two of you are able to like move through this very efficiently.
Mhm.
And like dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge your way through these clouds of ravens.
Mhm.
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
So, Armoros, you pick up a polished stone statuette of a cat and a carved wooden staff.
And some wood.
Aya, you find a leather belt set with malachite and a silk hunter's cap threaded with gold.
Okay.
And then, let's see, Sarek, you're the one who finds the last item, which is an iron circlet, a crown of sorts, but a simple crown, sort of more of a symbol of office than a symbol of royalty. But you find all of these items, and as you're running around like grabbing these things, it's very obvious to you that there is not as much gold in these stalls as there is in that treasure chest that the ravens are just like devouring rapidly.
I mean, we don't really have a need for gold. I feel like, right? Am I crazy?
I mean, I'm here for the loot, not the gold.
Yeah. I feel like
So
that's
true.
yeah. I mean, we probably should have grabbed a couple handfuls, but Aya's
be
not the wisest.
Stephen, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Based on my lineage and my pedigree,
Yes.
I mean, in fact, I do have a scroll of pedigree.
Mhm.
based on that, would I be able to determine if this circlet that I found is of a higher stature than, say, the patricians like, oopty-doopty that I got in my head?
Oops.
So at the
That
moment,
is the Greek term.
we just like freeze frame to Sarek trying to figure out what's going on with this like iron crown.
In
you
slow
found.
mo, there are birds like attacking everyone behind
Yeah,
us.
in
I'm
slow mo, like a raven just like bounces off of your cheek, and like there's one caught in your hair, and like some raven flies past, like gulping down gold coins and like slinking lower into the air with every flap of its wings. And you have no idea right now. Like it's just a nightmare of explosion of ridiculousness at the moment.
Okay. All right.
While this is going on, can I be like, retreat to the graveyard? Like high knee booking it with like my loot?
Sure.
Because we got to get out of here. Those ravens are going to eat that gold in like less than 3 seconds and be on us. And we're going to die by pecking. And that's a terrible way to die.
Awesome. So, Aya, are you just like booking it towards the graveyard?
Oh, yeah. Like high knee, dorky as fuck, holding my stuff, just like booking it. I've got one of the gates shut. I'm about to close the other one. Like,
yeah.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Do the others of you also run like scrabbling? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you all burst through the gates of the graveyard, and there's like black feathers that come exploding out after you. Aya, do you close the gates behind everybody?
Oh yeah. We like and then have like Armros help me like hold it shut to keep some of the birds out.
You close the gates, breathe silently to yourself, and then like I presume the four of you like pool the things.
Yeah, throw it all in the middle.
And you begin examining these objects, and then you hear a voice go, "Can we help you?"
Head goes down.
I just turn around like sobbing, like what now?
There's a literal funeral happening behind you.
So not a creepy man with candles on him or anything.
No, he doesn't. He's a very normal man for a dragon man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a woman standing there, sort of at the head of it's not like a shallow grave like that you would dig to like throw a body into if you wanted to like get rid of a body or something like that, but it's very obviously like the best they could do on short notice. There's a 6-foot chunk of earth upturned. She's standing at the head of it. There's 3 individuals standing on the other side of this. There's 2 warriors standing facing you. Let me see if I can describe them to you.
We just crashed these poor people's funeral.
It's better than being pecked to death.
It's true.
Rather be a
We're
funeral
like covered in feathers.
We're all like out of breath.
Let's see. Hang on. That I think is what I need. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. These 2 warriors are standing there in full plate armor with a long sword at one hip and a short sword at another. And both of them are dragonkin. Both of them have bright red scales and horned crests on their heads. But they look at you with bright, clear eyes and with intelligence and curiosity. And you notice that all 6 of the people in front of you have clear eyes. None of them have the telltale blackened eyes of the shadow touched. And of course, there is a sarcophagus.
Do we recognize any of them from our previous incarnations when we were back in the past?
No.
Okay.
Very casually start picking up our things off the ground.
One of the warriors, one of them. Let me think here. Yeah, well, one of them has like an incredibly prominent ridge of bone on his forehead that curves out into 2 thick arcing horns that curve a spiral around his head. And the other one does not have either the rigid bone or the curved horns. The one with the horns steps forwards and he says, "You had some trouble with the birds."
Is it that obvious? And I brush the feathers off myself
Yeah. Like,
with an awkward laugh.
I'm over in the corner, like spitting out some feathers.
Just like you cough, feathers come flying out
Everywhere. Just picking them out.
The man nods. He says, "You tried to take their shinies, did you not?"
No, we actually dropped off shinies. We gave them more.
And he sort of like looks back through the gates where there's like basically a tornado of ravens. And he nods and says, "An interesting stratagem. We found it advantageous to simply leave the creatures to their scavenging, but I am glad that your strategy worked for you."
You know, sometimes you've got good strategies. We're filled with those.
The woman at the head of the grave site purses her lips and says, she addresses Sarek and Armoros. Like you can see that she's looking at the two of you as she speaks. She says, "Beloved of Astaphon, if you don't mind, this is a sacred ceremony. We would like to continue."
Oh, of course. No, please. By all means, you don't even need to ask of us to do this. No, but continue on.
We're so sorry we're late. We'll just take a seat at the back and get out of your hair.
The dragonkin looks to his partner and looks back to you and says, "I do not believe you knew Leliana."
Quick mental Rolodex. Have we heard this name before?
I don't think so.
Can we see her through the crystal sarcophagus?
It's not a crystal sarcophagus. It's
it's not. For some reason, I was imagining Snow White.
No, the crystal sarcophagi are up on top of those pillars, decorating the Avenue of the Immortals.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one is made of wood. It's quite humble.
Well, we simply wish to pay our respects. These are dark times, and if you can't simply say goodbye, then what can you do anymore?
Roll a persuasion check.
Hey!
Yeah, totally. So you say something a little more eloquent than that, but the gist of
Called out.
Wow.
The gist of it, Sarek, if I get correctly, is you're trying to insinuate that you recognize the grief that these people are going through, and even if you didn't know this person, you would like to pay your respects for the loss they've suffered.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Yeah, awesome. You gather after a brief conversation about this funeral event that this is Leliana Wicker, also known as Clash, and she was one of the Patient Hearts, which is a name you've heard before. Do you remember?
Those people holed up in that tower, right?
Yeah.
Like they were a splinter group that branched off from the dust of the earth. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. In fact, in the past, you saw their leader. What's her name? You saw Noble Ibless of the Patient Hearts attack that the speaker for Astaphon.
Yeah, she fucked with us.
Yeah, and so you gather that this is a funeral for a hero of the dust of the earth and the Patient Hearts, and I think there's like a moment of confusion about the garb that you're wearing. But you're actually able to fairly smoothly patch that over without really saying that you're like grave robbing people's houses. But you're basically like, no, we're not from here. We're just trying to get by.
Could we maybe? This is a good idea. This could be a good entrance for us to get that looking glass. Because wasn't that our plan, was to get the looking glass so then we could go kill the king? Okay. So maybe this would be like I'll say like, we actually come from the camp, the barricade camp, and we know things haven't been the best between you, but they wanted to send us as a show of good faith and to give our sincerest condolences on losing someone so dear to you. And hopefully this may serve as a bridge for our people to maybe cooperate together in the future.
Who are you speaking to? Are you speaking to the priest, or are you speaking to these warriors? Are you addressing like the trio of common folk who are standing?
Yeah, probably just like the congregation. Let them know,
Sure.
like, and like say, like, yeah, so you came from the barricade camp, you know, and like refer to like our gifts and maybe hope that they'll notice that we have like tokens from them.
Yeah, totally.
Be like, we have been working with them. They mentioned to us that you had a disagreement in your party and splintered off, and we know things haven't been the greatest since then. But they sent us to express our sincerest condolences and to parlay.
Yeah, roll a persuade roll for me,
Mm.
or performance.
Oh.
Yeah, 17, pretty good. So you get up in front of this group and deliver an eloquent speech. I imagine you even like weave in some words of sorrow at you know, the loss of a life cut short too early, and it goes over very well. But you see these two dragonkin sort of like looking at each other, and it's easy enough to read their faces. They're fairly confused, and you've learned by this point that the man is named Samael and the woman is named Samaria. And Samael turns to you and he says, "I am sorry. I think there must be a small point of confusion. We have taken our leave from the patient hearts. We have lost too many good friends. There is only violence that way."
Well, I can't say that I'm sad to hear it. Obviously, we don't share a lot of their ideology. We ourselves have had some run-ins or heard tales of Noble Ibless and some of the more radical ideas she has. We extend our warmest invitation for you to make camp at the barricade camp with us if you're looking for a place to stay. And we were just hoping maybe you could give us some information in return on the best way to contact the patient hearts so that maybe we can work with them and make sure no more lives are lost.
Awesome. Yeah. This goes over really well. Like the inroads that you've made, the persuasion that Sarek made, the performance that you're still relying on, like it goes over super well. Samael continues, he says, "That is very kind of you and of Rael. I know that she and us, we have not always seen eye to eye, but we believe now that the best thing for us is to make peace with our lot in life. It may be that Ibless desires the death of the king, but we have no more fight left in us. We will take up your gracious offer. You may find us at the barricade camp."
They have soup.
The woman says, "I like soup." And the man says, "I like soup as well."
Mm-hmm. I also kind of like turn to the others and say, like, it'll be okay if we send a bunch of people their way, right?
If not, they'll
What
just
if
kill
they
them.
go there and they get turned back at the gate?
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. There's a little boy there who'll take care of all of them.
That's true. That boy will just let anybody into
He's
the camp.
terrible.
Really,
Just the
he's
worst.
awful.
Oh my
He's
god!
better
Don't
guard.
tell them that though. They don't need to know.
Okay, yeah.
No, you'll love it.
Yeah, awesome. So I think by this point in time, like the funeral has commenced and concluded. The body has been interred. The people have, you know, filled in the grave. And there's like a little wooden orrery stuck in the ground. There's like, you know, a wooden stick with a carved orb on top of it with like a few rods projecting off of it, that sort of thing.
I have 3 candles on my person. I take one of them and I light it in memoriam and put it next to it. And as I do that, I turn to them and like the 2 warriors in particular. And I'm like, before you go, can you talk to us a bit? How many patient arts are there? And do you think they'd be willing to barter with us for the potential procurement of a looking glass?
They look at each other, they say, "We are not aware of whether or not Nobly Bless and the Patient Hearts possess a looking glass, but there are 13 of them, Nobly Bless included, holed up in this room." He looks at you, Armoros. Is that unusual?
I don't know.
Neither do I. I like
13
you.
trained warriors?
13 warriors of the highest caliber. The Patient Hearts, they have a fighting style that enables their skin to turn to iron, their fists to turn to knives. It is said that Ibless can even stop time and space.
We've seen that. I kind of like murmur to like Armoros and Kairos, like, what do you think our odds are against 13 warriors?
Not very good. Unless we can turn off their abilities.
I defer to Armoros when it comes to these tactical things.
The elements against them.
You sure you haven't seen the looking glass at all? Or like a treasure that's sealed away? We're not trying to go toe-to-toe with these incredibly skilled warriors, and obviously we would not want to see any more lives lost. We really just need this one thing.
A mirror or a telescope?
Damn telescope.
I don't know which one it is. Wait, was it a viewing lens? Or was it a looking glass?
It was almost definitely a telescope.
You've heard it described as a viewing lens.
Okay, so I say that. Well, a telescope, a viewing lens.
Viewing lens.
Spyglass.
Yes. This was an item that Ibless was seeking for many, many months. I believe she has it.
I don't know.
Like, this is valuable info because we were literally going to charge in there. We would have gotten our shit kicked in.
Yeah, but now it's even worse. Now we know we're going to get our shit kicked in.
Because I remember we like cut a path straight to that tower, and then we ended up getting the heart of the demon first. But like 13 warriors in a tower, like I don't think we can do that. We need this fucking lens.
Well, okay. What if the whole point is that it blesses like this big bad, but in order to defeat her properly, we have to kill the 4 versions of ourselves from the past that worked with like that crew, and then we got to get their abilities / items, and then we go take her on. Maybe that's the strategy. Maybe it's like Mega Man.
Yeah.
Or in order to defeat Dr. Wily, we have to beat the robots first.
You said she sought it for a long time. Do you think she would be willing to part with it?
The warrior sighs. He says, Ibless desires only death and violence. If you desire the same, it may be that she will be willing to partner with you.
I don't think it's going to happen the way you think it's going to happen.
No, it's not. Okay. Well, thank you so much for...
Yeah, the warrior bows. He says,
your candor.
Thank you for your words and for your offer. We will see you at the barricade camp. And then the 6 of them turn and proceed, opening the gates. And of course, there's this feathers come flying out, and they go striding peacefully through the hurricane of crows, and close the gates behind them.
Okay. So, what do we do now?
So let me set the scene for you. Your back is to this iron gate that leads to the marketplace of the sun. In front of you, there's a winding path that threads its way through gravestones and small mausoleums and tombs. And down in the clearing ahead of you is the tower of the patient hearts. Off to the right of the tower is the postern gate, where you collected the spear of Utu the spear. To the left of the tower is a grand moat and a drawbridge, which is sort of at a 45-degree angle. It's not fully down, it's not fully up, but this grand drawbridge that connects the tower to the palace itself. So on the left-hand side is the shining walls of the palace compound. And then beyond the tower, straight ahead of you, is the darkened Kingswood. And there's a very obvious path that heads into the forest. It looks like it's almost like dug into the floor a little bit. There's like growth sort of like coming over the top of the path.
Do we want to over under how terrifying Asher and his bear are?
I honestly think we should just go in and try. Like, I think this is our first.
No. Let's think about this very clearly. Since Sarek, you're so sure that these people are us. Okay.
Right.
Can I get the letter one more time?
Yeah.
Steven?
Yeah. Actually, let me put it in your.
It's letters to Hadrak. It's a note in our.
Oh, perfect.
Players, and is it officially in? Yeah, it's in your journals now. That's good.
And I like spread it out like on the ground, and I say, okay. So if we just say that I'm the bloody raven person, that's one. Okay.
Sure.
And then, okay, but here we go. Bloodstained arms of his stalk the depths. You said you saw a shadow version of yourself.
Yes, no, that's definitely that was
so
definitely that guy.
That's you. Okay.
Mm.
And then let's see. Asher and his bear.
Yes, no. So here's the problem, and follow me here.
There's not enough. So there has to be two.
No, the Asher and his bear. I believe
His
the bear is
bear.
in Kara.
Right. And Asher is Armoros.
I think so.
I think that's the worst person to take first. That's two. That's
No.
a 2-for-1 deal. The odds
However-
are not in our favor.
However, one is a bloodstained super stalker in the depths of a fiery river, and the other is clearly a ranged attacker of some sort. Both seem very hard for us to actually get to. Perhaps fighting the one that we can walk up to and fight might be the best strategy. We have two burly men to take on such a group, plus our ranged abilities. I feel like we could win this.
But for perhaps the first time, what Sarek says actually does make sense.
That's right. Even
I just
Sarek
feel
is
like
impressed.
out of all of us, Armoros is the last one I would want to fight.
Which is why we should fight him first.
Should find him first at full strength.
Yes.
But wait, there's another. Look, it says, call him off. Is that the Kairos of the group? See, your loyalty to our king is admirable, but please, for the love you once bore us, myself, Nance, and the rest, call him off.
I believe they mean the king. I believe that's referring to the king. Your loyalty to the king is admirable. Maybe that's referring to him.
But then the line after it says, is it not clear to you that Astaphon has adopted our methods, if not our specific ends? Furthermore, how could a church person call off a king? We met that guy. That guy probably wouldn't listen to anybody.
You know,
It's almost like Hadrak
politics.
set upon these people someone. There might be another person there.
well,
Kairos in this equation is unaccounted for.
this Siouan person could be another one, and there's many people left to kill. Let's be real. I'm down for all of it. They've all got
Okay,
to
fine.
go.
Let's go to the woods. It's fine. If we die, we just respawn anyway. Who cares? Let's go.
Yes.
I don't like it. Let's go.
We've
I
never
start
met
angrily
Siouan, right?
stomping towards the.
Ugh, has she eaten yet today? Very angry.
I just go stomping towards the Kingswood angrily.
You have not met Suan, nor have you.
What
eaten
if one of us is Siouan?
Oh, plot
Oh,
twist.
shit.
He who smelt it dealt it, my friend. Oh, my. Look at you over there with your
He who
suspicious
smelt it dealt it.
behaviors.
You were very eager to put on that ring.
Very eager.
Anyways, we should probably go in there, but it definitely should be Kairos and I to lead the way, not our feeble.
No, it definitely should be the two of you leading the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all are heading towards the woods?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Let's
just
take
as a refresher, Steven, there is
Yes.
somebody else we're seeking in the woods. Is it not somebody? Oh, little Praetorio! Didn't his dad
Yeah.
or whatever leave
yeah,
for the woods?
his brother is supposedly somewhere in the woods.
Nice.
Do we
All right.
really want to get that annoying kid's brother?
It might. Yes, he'll have someone else to deal with, not us.
That's true. He'll get off our fucking backs and get on
Yeah.
his brother's back.
Get off our backs. Like he's been a big problem or something.
He's annoying.
He's the
We
worst.
literally can't go to that camp without him being like, Praetorio!
He's
and
the
like
worst.
being
I
an
hate
idiot.
that kid.
And
We
imagine if he
literally
was
avoid that camp because of him. We have nowhere to let down our hair. I'm sleeping on the fucking floor in the middle of a cold hallway to avoid that child in the camp.
I haven't slept
the nice
once.
cozy camp.
That
I
boy
would
does
love
not
to
sleep.
have a cup of soup. I can't.
No, he
He's
will
that fucking demon child.
keep you up all night with stories that go nowhere. They go nowhere. His stories are cyclical. He starts and ends at the same place. How's that possible?
So this Jesse and Braun's rant was brought on my BB. Like, he's not that annoying. He's in 2 scenes. And then they're like,
We created a backstory, my friend.
You're
You
a very
don't. We
memorable
created a
scene.
whole backstory.
You haven't read their fan fiction yet, Jeff? Oh,
Praetorio
oh, they
fan
had fan fiction? I'd give more credit to this. But instead, they're
All right,
just
whoa,
creating
Jeff, hold on.
drama right now.
First off, our comic, The Adventures of Tim and Praetorio, is coming
Yes.
soon. All right, and more importantly, it's in the inking stages right now, but we're working on
I'm
it.
writing.
Inking
Sarek is
stages.
illustrating all of it.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
we're gonna be
You open your
children's
journal and show
books
pages.
authors.
Anyways, we do go into the forest.
Fantastic. Let's take a 5-minute break.
yeah.
Stretch our legs,
All
get
right.
yourself a glass of water, and when we come back, we will take our first steps into the Kingswood.
Excellent. All right.
Wonderful.
We'll be back in 1 second. A break. Hold on, taking a break.
Break? Question?
I didn't set this up.
A break?
Talking about. All right, we'll be back in 1 second. Hold on, everybody. Stay
Break
tuned.
in this
Break.
economy?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another.
Murder Hobos! Welcome
well-
back to Murder Hobos Anonymous.
No one sadly heard. I missed out because I was busy listening to that music. I missed out. Were you talking about making a Dynasty Warriors D&D campaign?
Yeah, I'm helping a friend of mine, and we're doing like a Romance of the Three Kingdoms one. Because
That's
like
so
a
cool.
lot of people say that like, oh, like every D&D group falls into the murder hobo scenario, and I'm like, but to me that's a failure of the DM. Because if you know your players want combat, if they're like tactical players like Jeff, right, and you don't give them the space to flex that, you can't be mad when they create those combat scenarios. So why not have like a game that is based off of
Yeah.
combat scenarios, and then they don't have to be murder hobos. They can just be
Normal hobos.
serving,
Wait.
Sauren.
Everyone's so. Can I build on that real quick? Everyone's so
Yeah.
gosh darn. Here's my hot take. Everyone's so gosh darn afraid to give parties affiliations or belong to a company or like a faction and be like, you have orders and missions and pick from the missions. Like, people are so afraid. They want you to do whatever you want. And like,
Yep.
I don't want to. You shouldn't have a boss. But it's like, man, everyone has a boss.
It's true.
Dude,
even if
We
you
were
don't
just
have a
talking
boss, you
about
just,
vampire, and
Yeah.
vampire is literally about like, oh yeah, but you're in the Camarilla, so you got a boss, and you can't do that.
yeah, totally.
And even
I
if
was
you're in the Anarchs, you have a Baron, the opposite. No, yeah, a Baron. You have the Prince in the Camarilla and the Baron in the Anarchs. Like, so there's always somebody that's like, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
but-
conflict between. That is the conflict between law versus chaos. Law is you always have a boss. You report to somebody. That's what society is. That's what order is. So you're someone higher up on the chain, and the shit rolls downhill. That's the definition of law, and that's what makes chaos so
Ooh.
appealing.
I love the
Totally.
idea of if you put that into a Three Kingdoms context,
Mhm.
having to like, if you're with Liu Bei's, if you are Shu, you got to be benevolent as shit.
Mhm.
You have to be like, for the people, everything I do. Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
And how you deal with prisoners of war will reflect
Mhm.
greatly on your honor and on that of the liege lord you serve.
Unless they're yellow turban, burn them all.
Right,
Nice.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
To me, the
That's
best
awesome.
campaign is one that has meaningful interactions. It doesn't have to be fighting or that. It can be either one or both. Like,
Mhm.
if I'm doing a boss fight with something that's been built up for a long time and there's like some animosity or reason, that's really cool. That's incredible. Whereas when you have a DM that's just like, and now there's a pack of rats and you're fighting the rats, and you're like, okay. But the
And
same
they
thing happens
eat
with
them.
characters. Like, I love debate. Some of the most meaningful and crazy tabletop moments I've ever had is emotional turmoil amongst the team or whatever. But then there's also times where they're like, let's go through this door. Let's not go through this door. Fuck you. Let's go through this door. I don't like that you said that. And then it's,
Oh yeah,
and that
I
can
do
be
what you're
funny.
talking
I'm
about.
not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying I prefer when a moment means something a lot. That's really, really cool.
And I
It's
wasn't
like,
trying to say that you only like combat. I just always think of you as like a tactical guy. So if I were to GM for
That's
you,
'cause
there's
he
no
is.
way I wouldn't put in like something for you to be tactical about.
Yeah, no offense.
I think Jeff is a very technical guy, but also the most meaningful role-playing experience I've ever seen came from Jeff. So, like, it's that. There's good stuff here.
that whole
Definitely.
campaign was insane. Yeah.
Yep.
This sounds like it'd be a good mouse guard group.
Right.
Only you knew someone who loves Mouse Guard who could run Mouse Guard. I
No,
don't know.
it was the first RPG I ever played.
That's fucking.
Fun
that's
fact.
the best. That's a good.
That's
game.
amazing.
I
That's a
didn't
good
start with
first
D&D
game.
5th
That's a
edition. I
good
started
first
with
RPG.
mouse guard.
If you only knew someone who could play a really great mole.
Oh no, we're back to the
Monocle.
mole.
Guys,
No.
I think I got it figured out. Right? If anyone could be a great mole.
Past Jeff would be ignorant to this moment, but I am now realizing I cut too deep with that comment because he's not gonna forget that.
What?
Amazing.
What? I don't understand. Moles never forget, friend. Ever.
This game, right?
Please,
It's
hurry
fun.
up the moles.
All right,
Please
so
tell me for
burrows.
one episode we're all gonna get turned into small animals. Please tell
The
me.
four of you walk into the forest,
you're in
and
the
there's
forest.
a book lying on the ground, and the cover is gilt, and it says "The Guard of the Mouse Kingdom" inscribed on the cover. And as you pick it up and read it, it details the rule set by which the four of you would need to play a game amongst each other, a storytelling game.
Oh.
We are the mole people of Cox Kingdom.
I'll have you know, the mole people will not tolerate this insult.
They are a
Oh, wait.
proud race.
Which one of you is playing the GM?
There is not. Unfortunately, it's 5 people all acting, no combat,
Yeah.
living their lives as
Yeah.
animals.
GM-less game.
Everyone's a DM and a character, so they're throwing at each other. Like, well, now there's a Tarusk. What do you do?
Fantastic.
I kill you. You can't kill me. I'm indestructible.
I want to be a toad. I love Mr. Toad. I have 2 paintings of Mr. Toad. This is that moment.
Okay, guys, while she's gone, let's talk about this real quick. Okay?
This would be me.
I thought she's-
This is me
Oh
in
my
the game. Like I want to be a toad.
I
A
believe it.
fantastical toad.
I believe you do. I believe this is one of the few things I know is true about you. I believe this. If you could be anything, it would be a fantastical toad.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
That's dope as hell. Is that a monocle?
Mr.
Yeah.
Toad is amazing.
Yeah.
I had this book about him when he was a kid about like a flying trike. And
Yeah.
it needed a key in order to work.
He's a crazy motherfucker because he's
Yeah.
like rich and he follows his dreams. And so he
Yes.
just does the most wild
Sorry.
stuff.
And obviously when you are rich, the thing that you want to do is build a tricycle with wings that flap.
You guys are so funny. Rich, and he follows his dreams. He's my hero. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was my goal as a kid. He had such an impactful meaning on my life.
Jeff's going full socialist. I like it, Jeff.
Yeah. When I was a
Welcome.
child, him and Tony Stark were my heroes. I was like, money and being smart can make all my dreams come true.
I mean, it's not. Here's the thing. Not wrong.
Basic.
It's accurate. Both those things can do anything. Once you have that, anything's possible.
Cut to Jesse on his ornithopter bicycle flying over LA traffic.
I'll never be late to
Flipping
another
everyone
role-playing
off with a little,
game.
like ring, 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 ring. Be rich like me. Be rich like use the mole people milk.
Well, I don't know why. I'm just thinking like the mighty monarch. He's like,
I'm sure.
I
I'm sure
paid
we'll
for it with my mole money.
all of the quarters that fall between couches into the ground.
Eric.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I'm sure we'll play D&D eventually.
This is what playing D&D is about.
Ah, good stuff.
All right, amazing. So the four of you stride forwards past the tower where the patient hearts wait. And
are there windows on this tower? Can they like see down at us?
What an interesting question. Yeah. There's like arrow slits around the tower. Not like windows, but like someone could shoot out of it if they had it.
Worry about that.
They could shoot.
We're gonna go into the forest.
I don't know. These people are fucking. Okay, we'll just walk
was
past.
the tower?
If they
Was the
shoot us, they
tower the
shoot us.
place where the raven was, or is that a different location?
The sword, the spear, where we got the spear and the portcullis, right?
Yeah, so you were facing the gates where the like
Spear of Dawn.
the sun demon bull creatures with the lance heads were attacking you, and you grabbed that spear from the gates, and just on the other side of the gates was this same tower, and that's how this all loops back together, right?
Gotcha.
The graveyard is right around the base of the tower. The tower is there out in the middle. The tower is next to the citadel proper, and it's out in front of the Kingswood. So you'd need to pass the tower in order to get to the Kingswood.
All right. I think the plan is then that we try to, I don't know, pass the tower undercover. Can we do that? Is there anything around that we could, just to be sure? I don't want to get shot in the head with an arrow.
Maybe just have the dudes like have their shields ready, just in case.
So like I think within like 100 feet of the tower, there's a very clearly intentionally cleared space. It's like a defensive fortification. But beyond that, there's like wild grasses have grown up high, or bushes, or small trees. On the graveyard side, there are a number of like small mausolea and crypts that you can like run between and duck behind. And then on the Kingswood side, the wood is encroaching, and you can sort of like duck into bushes and brambles and
let's make an effort. Let's make a strong effort to get to those woods.
Yeah, why don't all four of you roll a stealth roll, and the second highest result will take the day.
I mean, this is still Knights of Astaphon turf, right? As far as we know.
Yeah, well, especially like this close to the castle is probably
Right.
like, more
But patient hearts don't like Knights of
I don't
Astaphon, and this is their tower, right? Yeah. Patient hearts hate Knights of Astaphon.
I don't know why you make me roll this. You shouldn't have made me roll this.
Come on. Come on.
I need one from bronze.
Oh God. I can't
I
find
got
it.
7.
Wait, you said stealth, right? Okay.
Stealth indeed.
Oh,
damn.
I only have a 2.
Can that crit cover my
Wow.
failure?
Yes. So yeah,
Can you hide my shame, please?
the group result is a 22. And the four of you like chart a path across the grounds here, ducking from bush to bush and mausoleum to mausoleum. And you make your way across the way. Now, the Kingswood is this like incredibly dark, foreboding, deep, old forest. And most of it is like really, really tough to struggle through. However, there is a road that goes through the forest. It's called a holloway, actually. This is a real thing where like the road had been used so consistently over the years that it sort of like wore a groove into the ground, and the forest sort of like grew up over it. So it's almost like a covered tunnel. It's not fully enclosed, but it's definitely darkened. Let me tell you a little bit about what you see. Like the light in here is dim green, shadowed and dappled with faint sunlight dripping through the branches. And all around you, like sort of as soon as you step into this area, you hear the susurrus of leaves and the air rustling past them, the faint cawing and twittering of birds. Something rustles off in the bushes, like immediately to your right, and rustles away. And the smell here is dramatically different from anything that you have experienced so far in the city of Ire. You've left the city behind. You've left the town of servitude behind. And now the scent here is rich and earthy and loamy and humid. Why don't all of you give me a perception check?
Sure.
Oh, I'm really bad at that.
At just regular dice?
Yeah, just regular perception.
Ooh, dirty
This
20.
is like your default, you're scanning around for random stuff.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah. And Sarek, I'm still waiting on yours.
Sorry. Boop.
12.
I don't see
Fantastic. So, Kairos, your military training serves you well here. You notice that there's like tracks grooved in the ground, like wagon wheels or something like that, and a little ways up ahead. The light here is quite dim, actually, so it's a little bit hard to see. But as you proceed forwards, you see away forwards and off to the side, there's a ruined cart, not like a carriage or a wagon or anything like that, but almost like a pull cart that someone could hold with like two hands and like pull behind them or something like that. Or maybe
like a medieval wheelbarrow.
Like a medieval wheelbarrow, or like maybe you like lasso a pony to it or something like that, but
Sure.
Nothing major. But it's like on its side, and there's like I think apples strewn all over the floor of this place.
Right.
And then halfway between you and said cart, there is a body. And the body is hanging from the roots and plants in the ceiling of this holloway. It's like entangled in them.
That don't look good.
Like, is it entangled in? Is it almost like vines on the branches?
From your current position of 40 feet away or something like that, you can't quite see. Like maybe this person fell from above and then like punched most of the way through, but not all the way through. Maybe they were like grabbed above.
Yeah, it looks like they were grabbed or strung up into that tree.
Yeah,
or thrown into the tree based on. I imagine they're the rider of the cart, right? That's a pretty obvious. Right. So yeah, I'm not the only one who sees this, right? Everyone else kind of sees this.
Yes, this
right.
Once you point it out, everybody confirms this is something that all of you
point
see.
this out.
If we walk under that, is it going to grab us too?
It might be. Maybe. I don't know how hungry it is. It looks like it's might already have a meal.
Okay, you go first.
Can't you summon a creature to go first? Like a small mole or something?
You want me to feed a mole to a carnivorous tree?
Well, yeah, if it attacks the mole, then we know.
The mole will end up on the moon. You will. Go! And I nudge him with my foot. It's okay. We'll save you.
Okay. The first thing I'm looking for is this person in the tree like clearly being balanced by like in the branches, or does it look like they might, their way they're sitting in the tree is a little different or awkward, vis-a-vis like webs or something like that in the trees?
You got a 20. So if you move a little closer, you will in fact be able to see like more about what might be happening here.
I approach cautiously. I would like to say that if I'm surprised, I'm dodging in a way. Like my shield's up and I'm nimbly and being alert here.
Yeah, I think it's very reasonable to say that you're approaching as cautiously as you can.
Right. So anyways, what's in the tree?
All right. So you stride forwards, and the first thing that you notice as you approach slowly and cautiously across the ground is that the ground below this person is all scraped up. And as you proceed just a little bit forwards, like your foot steps into like a deeper portion of the ground below you that you didn't expect to be
Awesome
as
Jurassic Park shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you look down and there is a massive bear paw
Yeah.
in the mud of the earth that your foot is dwarfed by.
Nope.
And you can see that there was a fight here, but actually not with this person strung up in the trees. Something has been dragged off to the side. And there's like a little trail of blood, and the trail of blood goes up the holloway where the bushes and brambles are sort of crushed down. Right. And there's like a scrap of cloth in the brambles off to the left, up off the side of the holloway. Additionally, when you get here, you're still looking around. You're on like high alert. Your shield is raised. I'm assuming that you have your what weapon do you use again? Your javelin. You have your javelin in hand. You can see from here that there are strange, scintillating gossamer threads that hang off of this person, strung up in the overhang.
Right.
And as you like turn your head or like shift your center of gravity side to side, these gossamer threads sort of appear and then disappear.
Right. So I think I'm probably not actually armed for the moment, so I can do like hand signals. But I got my javelins like in my shield, so I can still kind of grab them when I need to. So I told everyone to stop, and I like point up, and kind of relay that information. Like, there's webbing here, but I don't think we're gonna have to worry about these trees here, Aya. And I point down, and maybe like at this point, Aya's foot's sort of in the giant bear print.
That's a big bear, but we're going bear hunting, right? So we gotta follow it.
Well,
maybe get the jump on it.
I point the direction to the trail of the blood that's going off to the side and say, well, perhaps we should get some more information, see what this thing's about.
Okay, but let's be quiet.
Sure.
If it's a bear, it's already smelled us, by the way.
Oh, fuck.
We should.
So you can be as quiet as you like.
Oh,
over here.
We would. Yeah, I mean, if that bear's stealthier than us, that big, well, you know what? We deserve it. So, how about? I was like, I think it'd be better off we should send Sarek ahead.
What? No, Sarek is like behind Armoros, like hidden behind him. Like, no,
Sarek,
if it smells us already, it smells my delightful scent from miles away. Surely it's going to come from me first.
Busy eating. It could be busy eating.
There was definitely a fight.
But it could also inform his companion.
I think we just proceed with the understanding that the likelihood of sneaking up on a bear is very little.
Yes, agreed.
In that case, Armoros should lead.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, you go first.
Awesome.
So we're going down the trail to the...
And where are you heading? You're following this drag trail?
Yeah, because it pushed down the brambles for us, right? So we could probably get through there?
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have my shield out and the Moonblade already out.
Are you generating light from your Moonblade?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, the glade around you fills with a silver glow. Armoros, how appropriate that
oh my god, this map.
Leading this person.
Yeah.
You're a monster.
You couldn't resist yourself, Steven.
You know, I gotta have a little hex crawl in every campaign that I've got. So Armoros, this let's see. Yeah, this trail leads down this way. So why don't you go ahead and move yourself?
I can't see myself when I move, by the way.
Yes, yeah, I'm going to be revealing information to you as you proceed. Yeah.
You really put some effort into this one. You little sneaky bugger. You're getting a kick out of this.
I am. It's true.
I'm not sure I like that. You little sneaky bugger.
And
I don't know that I like that.
It continues up this way.
I should show you how Fog of War works one of these days.
How does it work?
You don't have to hide that stuff. It would just all be grayed out until you have the vision of the token go around. It would immediately see what it can see.
It's almost
I tried to set that up, and it didn't work.
That's what I mean. I need to show you how to do it.
Yeah. Fantastic. So, Armoros, you proceed forwards through the forest, and each of these hexes, by the way, takes you 10 minutes to enter. So, you're sort of like pushing your way through thick brambles, and climbing through tight defiles and things like that.
We're following him, by the way. I just want to clarify that. Like, I wouldn't let him go alone.
They're
Yeah,
tokens.
totally.
They're just
Okay. I just want to make sure we didn't send him by himself.
No, yeah, you are all represented by Armoros.
Okay.
Yes, so we've lost 2 ticks of the clock, which you can't see on this particular map because of fog of war, but that's okay. Yeah, awesome. Okay, when you follow this path, the 4 of you start to smell something. It's the scent of, like, I think maybe Kairos, you recognize what it is first. It's the scent of rotting flesh. It's the scent of bodies that have been left out in the sun for too long. The scent of dead animals. The scent of rot.
Smell of a battlefield.
Yeah, it's the smell of a battlefield. As you smell this, do you change anything about your approach?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so you just continue forging ahead, Armoros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're already within reason being defensive and within reason doing.
Yeah, they're behind me. Kairos is nearby. I've got my
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess marching order would be Armoros, me, Aya, Sarek, or Sarek Aya.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You push forwards, Armoros, and there's this like drag that leads through the woods. And as you've been following it, you've seen like, small patches of blood or like clumps of meat that have been torn off by the branches or roots that it's been dragged over, something like that. And you step out into, or I don't know if you step out, but you reach the edge of a small clearing. It's more like there's like 5 trees that are big enough that there's nothing really that grows between them. And in the middle of it, there's a scarecrow. Except that it's larger than any scarecrow you've ever seen. It stands probably 12 or 15 feet tall. It's propped up by some like massive hewn rough logs that are like built in a tripod and then with one central log sort of raised high vertically. It's composed entirely of corpses.
Oh.
There's like, you see like deer and boar and some sort of alligator or something like that.
What in the Blair Witch? What?
Yeah, you see
Some
the
sort of
body
alligator.
A deer creature, but with the head of an owl, and it's covered in feathers, and its chest is like split open and spread wide. And even as you look, you can tell that there are human bodies in amongst this scarecrow as well.
Nah, motherfucker, we're not going near that thing.
And in the heart of this scarecrow, there's a faint blue glow.
God damn it, we're gonna go against this thing.
We're going against this thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get that. So just.
Oh my God, is it a corpse golem?
It's definitely gonna come alive.
Okay, so like it's just standing in the middle of a clearing?
Yeah, like propped up, like it's it's a scarecrow that someone built.
This is a corpse.
But it's
golem.
much bigger than
But it's not like in a field because it's not scaring anything away except for us.
That seems to be true. Yes.
Well done, Bronze.
Before we go up to it,
go
can
for
we,
it, Jeff. I don't fucking know. 15 feet high. That's all you, man.
Bronze, do
it's
you
just
have
15
fire,
tall.
or was that Ankara who had a fire thing?
I kind
I
of
have
walked up
fire.
to it,
we
and
just-
I have fire.
Can we just light it
Armoros
on
is jaded
fire?
at this point in time. He already knows what's coming, so he just kind
I
of
know.
walks up to it,
Yeah.
takes his sword out, and just plunges it into it a little bit, like slowly, just like looking.
It's like, I know this is gonna happen. So yeah. You hear a booming voice inside of your head.
Oh
Armoros.
boy.
And it's-
Congratulations, you've won the lottery. 1 million gold.
I have been waiting for someone to come by so I could give them this tier of
Why is
saloon.
that his voice? Why
You are
is
the lucky winner.
Why can't he be like, greetings, hello friends, it's me, the flesh golem. You've won the lottery. Congratulations.
Why couldn't it be like a cute scarecrow, like Turnip Head from Howl's Moving Castle? Why'd it have to be a freak?
Because we're
Scarecrow.
older than the age of 7. Steven.
Howl's Moving Castle is a great
Game
movie.
of bronze.
Howl's Moving Castle is a great movie, but continue.
Games of the Joy of Peach. Yeah, this Joy of Peach. How could it be made of a peach?
There's a huge scarecrow in front of you made out of peaches, and they're all rotting and split open with that like grody, gross stuff inside. Yeah, it says to you,
I have been waiting for my worshippers to return. What is it you bring me?
I hear this in my head.
yes.
I kind of look back at the group. Does it sound like they heard anything?
Do you have a symbol of?
All of you hear this.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is there a symbol that we have for like prepare to fight? like you know what I mean? Okay.
I'm going to attempt, Stephen.
Yes.
I guess you would make me do sleight of hand, but I'm going to attempt to quickly rip the blue orb out of it when it's saying this. Like not, and here's my angle.
Yeah.
It's like mid-sentence saying this, but I'm telling you that I prompt this because I went up to it knowing that this is a fight or it's something that we don't worship.
You were prepared. Yep. Absolutely.
So it's like, what have you brought? And I'm just going to try to grab the.
Yeah, I love it. So like the sphere is embedded like 8 feet off the ground.
Sir.
So I guess like
pay for that, sir.
Jump.
you could reach up and try to grab it. You'd be sort of like grabbing at disadvantage if you don't drop your sword.
Yeah, so it's an Arya moment here. I'm gonna drop, like I'm poking at the sword as it starts to speak. I drop sword, point down into the ground.
Yeah,
and I'm 6'5". I'm a big dude or whatever. So
yeah,
I'm actually
totally. Cool. Yeah, give me a sleight of hand roll.
Okay. All right. Give me a second to channel my luck, and 15's okay.
Yeah, awesome. So the three of you hear this terrifying voice echo in your head. And then Sarek just drops his sword, point down, reaches up, plops this orb out of the chest of this thing. It like comes free with a wet, sticky sound. And then it's in his hand. I'm guessing, Jeff, you reach down, grab the sword. What do you do?
Yeah, I grab the sword, and then I'm going to... I'll do an acrobatics if you want me to, but I'm going to like do a parkour roll backwards towards the group.
Yeah, awesome. Give me an acrobatics check.
That's a crit.
Oh,
damn.
What a roll.
Damn.
What a roll.
And you get a +6 with acrobatics. Damn,
Yeah.
dude. Armros is deft. Yeah, there's this like this roar like whoa, and like all of the birds from all of the trees around you like fly up into the air. You hear all of the sounds of the forest stop around you, and this thing just roars and bellows, and then it moves, and the shoulders sort of go and it like lifts its huge like splayed open deer arms and like its huge boar tusk hand, and
He's been shaking his head for 5 minutes.
reaches out towards you, Armoros.
It's a very unpleasant image. I don't like this boss one bit.
No. Reaction to give him disadvantage.
And it shouts,
Nevermore will you be welcome in my domain. I shall pursue you to the ends of the earth.
and then it stomps forwards and it slams one of its meaty fists down at you, Armrose. And this is
Hey, whoa. My parkour crit getting back does nothing?
So I'm counting that as giving you a free use of the dodge action. So that gives you disadvantage.
Okay. Sure.
And then Eric, you were saying you wanted to like do your protection
reaction impose disadvantage on attacks to a person within 5 feet of me, and we don't know, I would be next to him.
But
especially when he tumbled back.
Yeah. So I think what this means actually in this circumstance, Eric, is that you're deflecting the attack onto yourself, because he's already got disadvantage. He's got he's done his dodge, but you can like impose yourself. If you want.
No, I forgot it. No, I forgot that disadvantage doesn't
just
stack.
save it then. Just save it.
I'm saving.
Okay. So he takes a swing at you, and now questions from the very beginning of this session will begin to make sense. With a disadvantage, he hits you with 24.
You should have taken it. You have necrotic resistance.
You take
Didn't know it at the
16 bludgeoning damage and 9 necrotic damage.
I guess I'll use my reaction for the when a creature. No, that's with the miss. Parry, I guess. When a creature damages you, I can reduce it by D8. So
Cool.
16 plus 9 is 25. I'll use a reaction dice or superiority dice rather.
Yep.
So you have a 25% chance of not getting hit.
No, I think
7 or 8 would reduce it under your AC.
No, it
it's a
reduces the
27.
damage, not the 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Plus my
it's that
dexterity,
one.
Actually, I did
Got
that wrong in the past. I self-nerve, so it's D8 plus 3.
Oh, nice.
It reduces that much damage. So
It ablates the damage, doesn't reduce the
I
attack
take
roll.
15 instead of 25.
Cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, super good.
Yeah, nice.
And you are grappled. Escape DC is 17. Why don't we roll initiative? So let's see. I'm gonna pull y'all over.
Drop everything and run.
21.
I don't have a token.
Yeah, I'm pulling you over here so that we have.
Oh, sure.
Can I also like kind of making that noise? You just see like a shadow start to creep up over my feet, and I cast Armor of Shadows on myself while I make the like look back, look at Sarek, look back again, debate running.
Don't look at me. Sarek is like terrified. This is a flesh golem. It is the worst thing I've ever seen. Ever.
Right.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I know that half the shit in my arsenal doesn't work against dead things because I'm good at killing live things, not dead things.
Oh, come on now. Corpse Mound.
Let's see.
At 14. Fantastic. All right. Excellent. Then Armoros, it's your turn. I think we're going to fight one round and then we'll be done with today's session.
Grapple is essentially what?
Grapple you can resist with either athletics or acrobatics.
But I can't, if I attack, they have advantage against me, I guess, when they swing or something?
You're restrained. It doesn't specifically say that the creature gains advantage to attack you. But restrained is a specific thing. I think it means you can't like move under your own free will.
So I could swing at it.
Yep.
It doesn't gain an advantage. I just can't move away from it is what's happening here?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll swing at it with the moon blade.
Yeah, I wonder if I can like grab a corpse blade.
God. I'm guessing that doesn't hit. But maybe.
Hang on, finding corpse mound thing. A jigger. Let's see. 11. Don't think so. No, unfortunately, I think your blade bites into the flesh of the corpse mound, but it like sticks in a spar of bone.
Yeah.
And does nothing.
Then I will swing again.
Yeah. 22 hits. Roll that damage. 11 cold damage. Fantastic. So let's see. Now I really do need a token for him. So hang on.
Yeah, I need to see that health bar, Bray.
Yep. That's a pretty good one.
And I will second wind to heal myself, I guess.
Cool.
So 1d10 plus my level, which is 5.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. This tiny little guy.
And 12 health. So I'm back up to 28.
All right, so this guy represents Corpse Mound. His name is Corpse Mound. You can see that and that. And then that's his AC, which is not that.
You know what? Did we take away too much damage? I took 15
HP.
No, we took away too much damage. I shouldn't have been at 16. Why did I do that math so terribly? 41 minus 15 is 26.
Yes. You are right.
So 38 is what I meant.
All right, here's the Corpse Mound, and you dealt 11 damage to him.
Yeah.
So, wait.
Well, that looks awesome.
Minus 11. Luke. Excellent. It's the Corpse Mound's turn. So the Corpse Mound stomps forwards, and it has this stench that just rolls off of it. creatures that are within 20 feet of the corpse mound at the end of its turn, and that's all of you at the moment. Must succeed on a DC 17 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned until the end of their
By
next
its stench? Literally just by its stink?
By its stench. It smells like a sulfur or like a geyser or something.
Could we say that given my line of work and how much I enjoys that smell, that maybe she might get an advantage on this, because this is not as awful. Like, she's been around this before.
Could we say that because I crawled down that hole and was shot in the face with a bunch of sulfur, that this doesn't bother me all that much?
I think we certainly could say that, but it makes 2 weapon attacks. So first it slams down at Jeff again. At
Jeff hasn't gone, so the dodge still action, I think, happens, right?
I did go, but
that was his turn.
Oh, yeah. So then I will impose my disadvantage.
And it's a 13, so it misses, of course. And then the second attack is against you, Kairos.
What the shit?
Whew.
What the shit? Okay.
Damn.
I see how it is.
Well,
That's a natural 20.
well,
All right.
It's a good thing you're wearing that ring of resistance, though.
Whew, yeah,
Well,
that's true.
So you take 29 bludgeoning damage plus 23 necrotic damage. 23 necrotic damage drops down to 11 necrotic damage. So you actually only took 40 damage.
That's cool. I got 5 hit points. We're good.
Holy shit. Okay. That's it for the corpse mound. Sorry.
I am just thrown into a tree.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, let's do I'm gonna back off to
No,
like
wait, even better. I'm sorry. Can I interrupt you real quick, Sarek?
Yes.
Just what it looks like is I get like thrown into the ground, and I'm like halfway into the ground with the shield above me. I'm like, oh, as I like crawl out. Yeah.
Nice.
I want a longbow from a distance. Like, can I get back a little bit further behind Aya?
Yeah.
And out of range of the stink, please.
I'm assuming that you are. Oh, right. So hang on. First, everybody make Constitution saving throws.
I was hoping you'd forget.
Sorry.
Those stink. Those stank.
So some classes and some races have advantage on poison stuff, right? So this might be relevant.
I think it's
I
think it's certain races do, but I don't think.
I don't. Mean...
I'm a human, so, and even with advantage, I think I'd lose. So.
Yeah, and Kairos.
Oh,
Yeah.
natural one. All right, cool.
So
All right.
Armoros, you are not poisoned, but Sarek, Bronze, and Kairos are, and I think this, as soon as you succeed against this, you're immune to the noxious aura for 24 hours. So Armoros, you are now immune.
Can I back out of range of this stench?
Yes. So Sarek, you can take the disengage action as a bonus action because you're a rogue, and that gets you out of range.
Great. And then because it's in combat, I can use sneak attack just readily, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Gravy. Let's shoot this summer gun.
Well, you're still poisoned, right?
Yes, which means he had disadvantage, but he rolled a double 19. So you hit, and then roll your damage. So that's 8 piercing damage plus your sneak attack.
Gadoosh.
22.
That is 20,
and it's magical, right?
21. Yeah, and this is magical, so it would go through any resistances to damage that was not magical.
Pooped upon, you big goober.
Nice, 21 damage. Kairos, your turn.
I'm gonna have to lay on hands myself.
Okay.
Good. I'm gonna do a solid 20 points of healing to myself. Try to avoid getting knocked down. And then I'm going to use my, you know what, Shield of Faith isn't going to help me as a bonus action here. So nope, I'm just doing that and getting ready to brace it as I'm poisoned.
Okay.
I have a question kind of retroactively. I don't know if this is fair to ask. You can use a reaction at any time, right?
Yeah.
And so could I have hellish rebuked it when I took damage? Well, I didn't technically take damage. When I got poisoned?
Right. No, hellish rebuke is like a...
It has to be damage? All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, but Aya, it is your turn. You, of course, are suffering from the poison of this noxious fumes that's distracting you and making you cough and retch.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to bother using my awesome hex ability because I don't think it's going to do anything to it. Because it's necrotic, I'm assuming. But can I step back out of its...
So because you're not a rogue, you can't
Yeah.
bonus action to disengage.
Yeah.
You could take the disengage action and then move away, but that would be using your action to disengage.
Okay, never mind. Fuck that. It's still dim light, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna pop open my sort of tome that I got from my pact, and I'm gonna pull out my my shadow blade and chuck it. I'm just gonna toss it, and I think I
Super.
get advantage with it, but that's probably canceled out by the disadvantage
From the poison.
from
yeah.
the poison.
So
So it
just
should
rolling
be just
normal.
normal damage. Let's toss that at it. It's just psychic damage.
Cool.
That
Oof,
doesn't hit.
yeah. An 11, unfortunately, just flies wide. You see your blade
Goodbye, spell
thunk-
slot. I didn't need
thunk
that.
into a tree on the other side and disappear. And that's all for you?
I think so.
All right.
I don't
Well,
think I could do anything else.
then it looks like a pretty threatening situation for the crew here at the end of today's episode. We will resume next time, remembering that Armros is immune to the poison of this thing, and I will turn it over to Jesse to do.
Wow.
shout-outs.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, wow. Here we are, once again, about to engage in an epic battle, and we're battle teased is what we are. And next time, we will continue this battle. My question for you, though, is, are you sure you want to wait till next time, Stu? Are you sure? I'm just letting you know, because next week I'll be in London. So I'll be gonzo. So you know, just saying. But
I think we do have to end it for today.
all right. But doesn't matter. I'll be back eventually. But yeah. Okay. Let's go around the screeny right here and find out what everyone is up to. Eric, what's happening in your life this week?
Oh man, I had an amazing game of the Ultraviolet Grasslands, which is that Mobius meets Marco Polo role-playing game. That's been super fun, and I've been trying to be working really hard on the new Roll20 Ore report. I've been updating it, which is sort of, if you don't know what that is, it's sort of like the ICV2 for comics for role-playing games on the Roll20 platform, which you saw playing today. So I'm super excited about that, and that should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So I'm getting all that together. So working really hard.
Also remember to teach Steven how to use the Fog of War.
Yes. Yeah, I'll
Yep.
show them that.
Yeah.
Super DM Steven, what's going on with you? What's happening in your life?
Oh man, life is pretty good. Summer in the Netherlands is awesome. It was like 90 degrees recently, but now it's cooled off down to like a balmy 78 or even 70 sometimes. So it's just like really pleasant, really wonderful weather. I'm really looking forward to an IRL game that I'm spinning up and gonna get started playing pretty soon. Gonna play some Monty Cook Invisible Sun, so I'm super stoked about
Yeah.
that. I got like a really fancy wax seal, because like the thing that appealed to me about that game is how like already physical prop focused it is, and I was like, I'm gonna run this game and I'm gonna do everything I possibly can with physical props. So I got a wax seal. I'm gonna stamp it on some letters of invitation. I'm gonna send out to my budding Visley, and it's gonna be awesome. So I'm super excited.
Very cool.
I love how ridiculously excited you are for that. Also, you must provide tankards for mead and or other things. Oh yeah.
I am actually, so like my birthday's in 6 days from today.
What? Happy birthday!
And because I want to serve very fancy, ridiculous cocktails with our Invisible Sun sessions, I'm also co-opting part of my birthday celebrations into forcing my friends to come over to my house so that I can do things like make a martini with Pop Rocks on the rim of the glass and cotton candy sitting on top of the...
Very like Middle Ages.
Yes.
Also
very
furthering the American stereotype. I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like I'm serving drinks that are thematically appropriate for the game. Yes.
Bronze, what's going on
Dunking
with you?
cotton candy and champagne is actually super fun. They did that at Cirque du Soleil. It was my first time, and I was like,
Awesome.
but yeah, what's going on? I just got back from Hawaii because I just found out today that Maya Stevens' birthdays aren't that far apart. So I'm still on island time. Haven't had a stream start on time this week. But you can follow me anyway, because I get into some mischief on the internet. That's what I do. Mischief is my middle name. That Bronze Mischief Girl.
I love that you're like, I'm still on island time, man. I got no.
I am.
Schedule.
I'm still on island time. I start late every day.
Jeff, what's going on with you? Oh, I'm stretching. Jeff, I'm stretching. What's going on with you?
Jesse? That's adorable.
Oh.
No, this is really fun. Appreciate everybody checking us out. On my channel, I'll be streaming some Apex this week, some StarCraft as per usual. In the not too distant future, I'm going to be going off to the Dirty South to play a Warhammer tournament. And then a couple weeks later, I'm representing the United States at the ETC for the World Championship of Warhammer, where I'll be in Serbia. And I'm told it's quite warm there, which will be great. And that's me. I just do all that stuff. Jesse, good luck at CoxCon. Hope it's a great
Thanks,
con.
buddy. Yeah.
Go see, if you like horror movies, go see Midsummer, by the way. But only if you really like horror movies.
Yeah. Also, go see Spider-Man. It just came out and it's
Yeah.
great. It's really good. It's actually
I've
very,
seen
very
it.
good. And the end credit scene is the best end credit scene in the history of Marvel. Hands
I have to
down.
go see it.
It's
I have
so
to go see
good.
it maybe today.
All right. That's it for us. Yeah, I will be at CoxCon next week, but it is a Wednesday, so potentially we could see what I could do. The biggest question is hosting, because I don't know what our internet would be like. But we'll find out, and I'll keep everyone informed. If not, we'll be back the week after for Shoresies. So that's it for us. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze! Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a production of broadcast.
Yeah, now sing music.
It's a production of broadcast.
Bring the strippers and booze!
It's a production of broadcast.
Now I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a production of broadcast.
You